COVID shut us all down. We're in a small town. We couldn't go out to eat. We couldn't go get our, lunch appetizers and a cocktail. And Colleen and I said, we need to bring something different to New Bern. Some different food, a different venue. Not a bar aspect,
let them do it after.
But what came of this is an eatery inside of a boutique where you can eat, sip, and shop.
Mom entertained a lot. There was a lot of opportunities. My dad was in the military, so they did a lot of entertaining. And so my brother and I would help, or her friends would come over and help, and she'd say, "Can you help me put some bites on that board? And I'll do this one, and I need this cut up and that cut up." So when we were thinking about it, that's kind of what came to mind.
It's meats, it's cheeses, it's fruits and veggies, so it's still healthy. We incorporate a hummus for your veggies, a jam, figs are favorite, and then some form of a mustard. And then you get your pickles and your olives, and then we put these cute little tongs that are disposable and little dippy spoons in there, and you've got fresh fruit based on the season, and then we always put crackers on the side so they don't get soggy. October of 2020 is when we officially submitted all of our paperwork and established our LLC. And so we ran this as a cottage industry out of Colleen's home for the first year and a half. Looking back at this past year, I'm like, where did it go? We've met so many new people. We've made so many friends. Our customers have become friends. And when our friends or our customers come in, we can actually sit with them and chat. So looking back, I would say this was probably the best move for us. We needed a kitchen. There wasn't a space where we were gonna find a kitchen that suited us. So we had to find a space and start from scratch, and we built it out.
We do still have people that come in today after a year and said, "I didn't know you were here," and or they saw that we existed, but they didn't know where in New Bern we were. So we still have some work to do on that. We just need to build and continue to get the name out so that people know what we have, and then that allows us to be able to offer more.
So how we met is super funny. In 2018, her and I both moved to New Bern with our families, like a month apart. We didn't know each other. She moved from Chicago, I moved from outside of Detroit. And I was at the Atlantic Beach one afternoon, and I see this super tan man laying out. So me, being the spontaneous one, I go up to him and I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing here looking so tan? Where are you from?" I just had to be nosy and ask where he was from. And he's like, "You gotta meet my wife, Colleen." And he's like, "I moved here from Chicago." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I moved here from Detroit." He's like, "We moved to New Bern." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I live in New Bern." And he was like, "We live in Greenbrier." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I live in Greenbrier." And so it was just like this mind-blowing moment, right? And so he's like, "Let me get your number." And that way he could introduce me to Colleen. He didn't save it.
All I can think of is very typical of my husband to not save the phone number, because he came home and he said, "Oh gosh, I met the greatest girl and her husband at the beach."
Colleen I call calm, cool, and collective, okay, because that's just how she is, and I'm the rambunctious and anxious one, and so we really balance each other out.
We've had such a great time, kind of the yin and the yang of the relationship, because like Stacy said, I'm a little bit more quiet, reserved, older, and Stacy's young and crazy and full of energy, and that's what I love. I mean, we get along like two peas in a pod.